Hello everyone, I welcome you again in another session of Master Mains PYQ. Today we will discuss the 20th question in your GS paper 1, and this question also comes in your society part of syllabus. So far we have discussed 5 questions in society section. This is the 6th question, and the question reads: discuss the impact of post-liberal economy on ethnic identity and communalism. It was a 15 marker and you have to write 250 words, and it came in your GS paper 1, as I have said earlier. So this question is basically, first of all, let me discuss why this question came. It is very interesting question because it is talking about ethnic identity, communalism, but it is talking about in economic sense, and that too a point of view when it comes to economic development, that's post liberal economy. So we will understand first of all what is communalism, ethnic identity, and we will also understand post liberal economy. And my job here is to tell you how to write a good answer, and I will discuss the structure, the way in which you should think. So this is, in this initiative you must already know that we are giving you a chance to write these answers, upload your answers on the portal, and we will evaluate your answers. So it's a very unique initiative, a free initiative, so use this to the fullest. Fine. So let me first discuss the exact syllabus part. So the syllabus is communalism in your GS paper 1, and you study communalism to a great extent, and the basic idea about communalism you also have. And communalism is not necessarily a negative word or a negative thing. When you study communalism, you get to know that okay, communalism works in two aspects. One is the intensity of communalism. So sometimes it is mild, or it is very normal form of communalism where people are positive about their community. They want positive things for their community, and they advocate for it. And sometimes it become an extreme form of communalism and religious communalism, where people decide that one religious community, the interest of one religious community is completely against the interest of other religious community, and that's where the problem starts. So here we will have both of views. We will see that communalism is nothing but a phenomena which is going on everywhere. And apart from communalism, the ethnic identity part. So that ethnic identity is nothing but the identity based on language, religion, region, caste, tribe. All these things are incorporated into this one word. This is called ethnic identity. You must have heard people saying that ethnic Indian wear. So during Diwali, this word become very famous. Or let's say during certain events, you wear certain kind of clothes, and we call them ethnic wearing. So how does this ethnic comes from? So it may be identified with certain reasons: ethnic Gujarati cloth, ethnic Gujarati food, ethnic Kashmiri people. So the word ethnicity, ethnic, includes almost everything. Whatever you can identify with, whatever unique about you or your culture, you can call it ethnic. Fine. So understanding ethnicity in this way, the multifaceted nature of ethnicity, and understanding communalism in both aspects, that it transforms into an extreme form, but it is also a positive, it can be a positive thing also. We can frame a structure to this answer. So let me jump directly into the introduction part of your answer. So first of all, let me make a structure to this answer. So the structure can be an introduction which can be based on the understanding of post-liberal economy, what it is exactly. So that I will discuss. Then in body part, you will say that the impact on, you will discuss the impact on ethnicity, and then you will discuss the impact on communalism, and then you will conclude. You will conclude based on, let's say, why these adverse impacts are coming, why there is a resurrection of ethnic identity, why there is a resurrection of communal tensions among people. So we will see that what we can do. We will write a way forward kind of conclusion. Fine. So this is the structure part of your answer. Now let me give you a brief idea about post-liberal economy. the post-liberal, the word contains liberalism. What is liberalism? Who is a liberal? A person who believes in freedom. A person who says that uniqueness and unique identities are, the individual is very important. And what they allow people to, they allow people to establish a free ecosystem. So post-liberal economy is something which is coming after liberal economy. So what is liberal economy? So you all know that during 1991-92, we got this LPG reform. Most of you have heard or read about LPG reform extensively. What happened during LPG reform? Before LPG, we were a socialist country. The license Raj, this culture of everything was under control of the government. That culture got uprooted, and the government initiated these reforms, and these reforms brought in market economy, where people could trade freely, they could move everywhere, they could establish business, and all these economic changes also had social ramifications. So what happened? What changed in economy? There was this rapid growth. First of all, this rapid growth in economy. Then there was what? There was exchange. Exchange at a level of global level, at global level. So globalization was playing out. So everyone was connected to everyone. Objects are moving freely. So this rapid growth and globalization, this led to prosperity. But the things do not stop here. What happens after this all reform? We get to see certain things. These things are, certain people acquired a lot of money, and that money was not going to the last person standing. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, we saw that inequality arose due to freedom, because government was not controlling anybody. So everything could grow, and it grows out of hand. So that happened. So inequality arose. This inequality led to a feeling of, let's say, relative deprivation. Why this was happening? Because earlier we had very individualistic, or let's say we had very particular cultures. All these cultures were isolated. They were living very independently. They were autonomous. And after liberalization, homogenization took place. People started moving everywhere, and the culture became similar everywhere. And the uniqueness of each and every culture, which happened to be in our country, very diverse country, it eroded. The unique cultures got eroded. And now what is happening in post-liberal economy, this is a critique of liberal economy, that people are asserting back their cultures. So if I can give you some examples, think of in this way. For example, certain part of our country supplies a lot of manpower, and certain part of our country has a lot of industries. So people will move from one area to other area, but they will bring in their cultures also. So one part which was industrialized, it had its unique culture, but that culture will now become like a normal culture, because everybody is moving everywhere. So the culture will become homogenized. What will happen later on? The people will reassert their culture, because they will see that it is getting lost. So linguistic, let's say, linguistic assertion. We have seen that people have been demanding that all the migrants should learn the local language. It happened in Karnataka also. It became a political movement also. And we also see that certain groups, certain ethnic groups, they lost their economic status, and they are demanding government to step in. For example, caste reservation is being demanded. Caste identity has been resurrected. So all these examples you should remember. So what is the crux of this post-liberal economy is this, that because of liberalization, we got prosperity, but that prosperity was not the full picture. We also got certain problems. So what we will do in this answer, let me give you a good structure to write points in this answer. You should know what constitute, number one, you should know what constitute ethnic identity. Okay, so ethnic identity constitute, let's say, language, it constitute caste, it constitute tribal, it constitute region, religion. You can think of all these aspects which form ethnic identity. Then what you will see, the other side of liberalism. Okay, for example, in language you will talk about that homogenization tendency led to loss of languages, or let's say threatened linguistic diversity. In certain languages, they were not having script. The other language came, and it became the lingua franca. So the local language will start to assert it. So certain negative aspect you will write, negative side of the liberalism, and then you will say assertion example. So for language you can write, let's say, Tamil language reassertion. Okay, so that this will be the structure of your answer, that you will understand that yes, what post liberal economy means. You will understand what ethnicity means, and then you will see the revival of localism, the impact. Okay, that is the basic idea of this question. So in the introduction you simply write that post liberal economy. You write in introduction, it will be a very basic introduction. You write post liberal economy is nothing but let's say nothing but deviation from the market based economy. In this, the individualistic tendencies or individualistic views are rejected, and the collective identity or collective ethnic identity is asserted. That way you write an introduction. So you write in post liberal economy, it's a first of all deviation. You are going away from market economy, first thing, and second line you write from individualistic we are moving to collective again. Okay, and you can also mention a balanced view of economic growth. Why am I asking you to write one more line? Because balanced view means that government has its role. We will understand as we will discuss the whole question. We will understand that yes, government has its role. It should regulate things. It should not leave everything to the market forces. Fine. Let us now jump into your body part. So after writing introduction, you will write first subheading, and that subheading will be impact on ethnic identity. And you will think in terms of, first of all, think in terms of, let's say, caste. How you can think in terms of caste? You can think in this manner that because of, let's say, relative deprivation, a sense of relative deprivation, caste identity has been resurrected in post-liberal economy. For example, you can quote, let's say, Maratha reservation or demand for OBC status among, let's say, Jats, and recent demand for reservation, let's say EWS reservation, demand for EWS reservation, that you will write. Apart from that, you can write that there is a resurrection of caste identity on social media. You can use social media as a tool. So first will come relative deprivation, or you can write lack of resources. Because what is happening? Earlier, the government was the main actor. So there were a lot of government jobs. Now, after 1991, the government jobs are gone. Market has been ruling. Market will provide jobs. So what is happening? Certain groups will have, because they are economically, they are, let's say, educationally forward. So they'll capture those jobs, market jobs, because market will only provide skilled jobs. It will not provide unskilled jobs. So there will be a sense of inequality, relative deprivation. There will be a sense of lack of resources. People will not find jobs. So that will lead to resurrection or reassertion of caste-based benefits. in the form of reservation. You can quote certain examples. Secondly, you can write that because of technology, introduction of technology, people will regroup. The caste identity will regroup. So the idea was that people will be freed. They will have individualistic tendencies. But post-liberalism says that no, because of technology, introduction of communication networks, introduction of ease of communication, there will be a resurrection of old tendencies, old caste-based identities that you can write. You can give example of social media. So this is the basic idea of this answer. Apart from caste, what you can think of? From after caste, you can think of tribe. Let's say, for example, what is happening with tribes? Tribals faced, due to liberalization, globalization, they faced land alienation. They faced their culture was diluting. Many people moved into their areas. Environmental degradation they faced. So you write all this. That because of liberalization, because of challenges such as land alienation, degradation of caste, degradation of their culture, their language, tribals started asserting and demanding rights. Ethnic identity also. So you can write example. For example, what example you can think of? Recent example, we all know Métis. They are demanding ST status. Apart from this, there are many groups which are demanding ST status. In Assam, there were 6-7 tribal groups who were demanding reservation as a election. It became an election thing also. So there are Coach Rajvanshi, T tribes. T tribes are there in Assam. You know, certain tribes from Bihar and this area were taken to Assam, and they became T tribes in Assam. So they were also demanding SC status. There are certain tribes in Himachal also. They are also demanding SC status. So you should know certain examples of tribes which are reasserting their ethnic identity. This is a point. So what we are doing, we are writing, again, I will tell you the structure. We are thinking in terms of, we are thinking for ethnic identity. Ethnic identity is made up of certain things: caste, religion, region. We are thinking what happened in liberal economy. Certain deprivations happened with that part of your identity, and you are reasserting it. So this is our point. Fine. After writing this tribal, you can write third point, region. So region, there are certain regions which have been left behind. For example, Bundelkhand, Vidarbha. Let's say in Bihar, the whole state of Bihar, they are left behind. They could not reap the benefits of LPG reforms. So what will happen? Sons of the soil will be asserted. Apart from this, those states which have reaped the benefits, they are not willing to share anymore. For example, let's say there are violence against certain migrants in certain states which are developed. So that also you can write that certain state which have not reaped the benefit, they are asserting that we want statehood, we want more share in the let's say the exchequer. And certain state, they are pushing back the migration. So they are reasserting their identity. So you can write certain examples. For example, Bundelkhand, Vidarbha. You can write these examples. This is region. After writing region, you can go for religion. In religion, what you can write? So what is happening? Ethnic identity, it is part of your ethnic identity. What will happen with religion? Because of interaction, because of this reform in economy, because of exchange of ideas, your religious identity will dilute. Because you are participating in market economy. Your religious feelings, religious, let's say, activity, they will be pushed back. So what will happen? Gradually, you will reassert them. So there is, let's say, demand. There is a new form of celebrations. People are going to these tirth. They want to share pictures on social media. So this is happening because of this post-liberalized economy. People have wherewithal. They have money to go to tirth. Earlier, they might not have gone. So this religion part you can discuss. Apart from caste, tribe, region, religion, you can also discuss language. 5 points you can discuss. So in language, what is happening? So we have so many languages in India. After liberalization, what will happen? Homogenization will happen. Homogenization is what? The the whole country will follow one language as a curriculum language, or let's say two languages. So there will be a demand for local language. How? You have seen recently the new education policy in which there is a three language formula, but still it became a major issue, and people said that primary education should be in local language only. Apart from this demand, there is one more issue: the loss of languages. There are many languages which are threatened. They do not have script. So around I think 197 or 200 languages, they are endangered. UNESCO says this. So these many languages are threatened. So because of this liberalization, the post-liberal critique says that the demand for preservation of these languages. Apart from preservation, they will also demand linguistic-based reorganization. For example, Gorkhaland. You can talk about Gorkhaland. You can talk about, let's say, the political movement in Tamil Nadu or in whole South. The reassertion of linguistic identity, the demand for local language, the demand for, let's say, the opposition to Hindi. It's nothing but this post-liberal critique. So this is your first part of your body. The structure is very simple. These points, you all know these points. What you should understand is post-liberal economy is nothing but a critique of liberal economy. So liberal economy is free economy. Everything is moving everywhere. So it will manifest. It will come out in terms of homogenization of culture, loss of individualistic culture, uniqueness will be lost. What will happen? In ethnic identity, there are certain things. They will resurrect. They will come back. This will be the impact on ethnic identity. Fine. So this is first part. We can discuss the second part of your body. The second part is impact on communalism. See, communalism is, as I said earlier, it's not a completely negative word. So when you are demanding, for example, sometimes you have seen that certain communities, they organize, let's say, they organize a rally, or they organize a festival, or they organize, whenever crisis happen, they organize certain things for their own community. It's a positive form of communalism. They are not saying that we will harm others. It's not a threatening communalism. Secondly, the communalism, it converts into a threatening communalism when there is a sense of insecurity, when there is a sense of relative deprivation, when there is a sense that the other group is getting something, so we will lose, or if we get something, the other group has to lose. So this you keep in mind, because why you should keep this in mind? Because when you are writing point, so our structure is that we will think of communalism, and then we will think of liberal economy. There will be some manifestation, and then there will be resurrection or reassertion of local identity, or resurrection of not local identity, because that was in the first part of your answer. Here the resurrection of communalism. So in second part of your answer, you will make a subheading, that is impact on communalism. In communalism, you will write certain points. These points will be that, first of all, communalism is not a negative word. So certain communities, they will come out and advocate for their community's rights, and they will not say that we will harm others. They will say, okay, our community wants something. And communalism is also not always religion based. It is based on certain different things also. So communalism will not be, it can be based on reason also. It can be based on language also. So communalism can be based on community, any community, linguistic community, certain religious community, caste community, anything. So in positive sense, they will demand for certain rights. In negative sense, they will demand in a way that it's a zero-sum game, meaning that if they get something, other will lose, and if other is getting something, they will lose. So I have given you a hint. In liberal economy, what happened? Inequality came out, relative sense of relative deprivation came out, land alienation was happening, environmental losses were happening. So you got prosperity, but certain people captured that prosperity. So what will happen? It will happen so that people will put this as a loss for their community and gain for the other community. And there lies the rise of communalism. So you write number 1, rise of communalism. Communal tension. tensions, and you quote riots or you quote certain events. For example, Delhi riots recently, or you can quote earlier riots also, and they usually happen because there is a sense of relative loss of power also. So when it comes to power, this rise of communal tension, you mentioned the economic causes. You mentioned that because of, let me explain further. You write because of rise in sense of relative deprivation, inequality, and loss of access to resources. You write economic point of view. Then you come to polity. What will happen? Because of this economic deprivation, the communal tension is rising. So imagine certain community is living very prosperously. They have gained a lot because of LPG, liberal reforms. But the other community, they could not keep up with it because market demands skilled. Market is giving skilled jobs. The other community was already lacking in educational skill terms. So they will not capture these jobs and there will be communal tensions. What will happen politically? There will be a rise in communalization of politics. That's an impact of post-liberal economy. That there is a rise in communalism in politics because there will be an imposition of this economic deprivation into political demands, and people will demand their rights based on communal lines. That we want, you give me vote and I'll give you, the particular community, XYZ community, the rights, the things. Fine. So after writing rise in communalization of politics and rise in the communal tensions, you write the religion aspect. Let us bring in the religion aspect. What is happening with the religious organizations? Because of liberalization, the religious organization in certain country, let's say India, they got interaction with the international religious organizations, and there they started demanding or putting their interest outside the country, and that will lead to further rise in communalism. That was also a result of liberal economy. So this way you discuss the communalism. Apart from this religious point of view, you write the ICT or social media point. What is happening on social media? Social media made everybody interconnect with each other. Liberalism meaning that there should be no regulation. We all know that Indian IT sector got developed because we think that government was not involved in it. But you know that because of this increased use of social media and everything, how much fake news was spread. And because of this fake news, there is so much communal tensions in India. The communalization of politics is also a result of ICT. The social media, uncontrolled social media, unregulated, unfiltered social media. So you can write that rise of technology, because of technology penetration, the rise of social media particularly, there is a sense of insecurity. There is a spread of fake news among people. So this will also impact the communalism. Fine. Then after, you can discuss all these points. There are enough points for this answer, and this much is enough, I believe. So all these points will come in your second part of your answer, the impact on communalism. After writing this, you can directly jump into your conclusion part and conclude on, I will give you a keyword, you conclude on sustainable, inclusive development, which will reduce the sense of relative deprivation, reduces inequality, and calls for preservation, protection, and promotion of local cultures. This will be your idea. So this idea is coming from your answer only. So what we were discussing, that because of liberal economy, everything was free, everything got homogenized. So there was resurrection of individual things, particular things. So what we can conclude on? We can conclude on sustainable development. But you should include sustainable inclusive development, and where you are protecting, preserving, and promoting the local cultures. So local culture, we have discussed everything in it. Fine. So this is a guide for this answer. You write your own answer, come up with your own examples. The good thing about society is that you will have structure, but you can always have unique answers, unique examples. So structure you copy from anywhere, you write from anywhere, but please make your own examples and just see the example which somebody else is writing and make your own example a different example. That way you can make your answer very unique. It's a very interesting thing to discuss, and please write and upload your answers, and we will meet again. Thank you.